Did you know we have completely ad-free early access to all of our episodes? Well, we do. Not only that, but we have dozens of bonus episodes waiting for you. Head on over to patreon.com/ghosttownpod, and you can check it out for 7 days absolutely free. That's patreon.com/ghosttownpod. Toxic. I'm Jason Horton.
I'm Rebecca Lieb.
And this is Ghost Town.
We are back, and we are here talking about another Netflix documentary. And it's a doozy. It's a big one. It's a lot.
This one got me really good.
Buckle the fuck up, because this one took me on a wild ride. It was twisting and honestly, and I'm the sort of person too, I'm such an asshole where I'm like, I know where this is fucking going. I know.
I actually thought it was a different case altogether, because it was something similar to another. And I was like, oh, I know. And I was like, no, wait. You know a documentary is good when you think it's over and there's still, for the most part, there's still 45 minutes left.
Truly. It was like in the best way. In the best way. I was like, how long is this? Is this done? We've wrapped this up.
No.
And it's like, no, we're not even close.
It's kind of just getting started.
Exactly. Although it's very funny because the thumbnail on Netflix is just a woman in sunglasses. I was like, what the, nothing?
Yeah.
We can't do. It's just a woman, and honestly, she reminds me of this Jen Wilson, who we used to do improv with.
Oh yeah,
she kind of looks like her. She's like this blonde, just like a white blonde woman, and like a little Ray-Bans, whatever. It's like it's just very close cropped on her face, and you're like, this is giving me nothing. Yeah. It's called a toxic love story. I was like, that's literally everything in my life right now. Like, what is this going to be? We had a little bit more, as they tease it out to us, like it's going to be some kind of crazy love triangle, whatever. And again, I watched a million of these. I worked on a million of these. So I'm jaded. And this one, fuck. I kept me guessing, which is hard to do. So we start with some good old-fashioned body cam footage of a woman talking about being violently assaulted. And this is a dramatic start. It's a dramatic start. And also, I actually just talked to a director of, the Idaho murders. Yeah. This director, her name is Skye Borgman, and she does a lot of these Netflix shows. And she was very gracious to talk to me about her work, and she says what is so hot right now is body cam footage.
Oh yeah, you see that, and you got that's the hook.
Yeah, right? No, truly. And she's like, I won't even, unless it has really good footage, I can't even consider it. And I was like, very interesting. We talk about The Perfect Neighbor, which was Oscar nominated. It was all body cam footage. So now we're getting these stories that are constructed. Or you talk about, what's the Mother God one on HBO? Love Wins.
Oh, yeah.
Love and In the Time of Cults, something like that. All of this stuff has a very visceral, body cam footage does something to us very instinctually, because we feel like voyeurs. We feel like we're in the mix.
And you're the POV of somebody.
Absolutely.
Instead of being the POV of a camera person.
Yeah.
The POV of an actual person.
Yeah. And, we can, there's photos and stuff, but nothing is as immersive as some good body cam footage. And we see it. It's a shocking start. This woman is crying. She's talking about getting assaulted. Then we get a little bit of context. Woman, like some ripped from the headlines type of things, which Netflix loves to do. Culminating in the title card, Toxic Love Story. Again, giving us nothing. What is this? A woman was hurt. What has happened? We begin in beautiful Anaheim, California, home of, no doubt, Disneyland and this horrible stalking case.
And when it's something that's somewhat local, I'm always a little more invested.
Yeah, you're like, what's happening here? Anaheim is an hour away from where we are right now, right? It is its own crazy space. Yeah, very Disneyland heavy, strict conservative area, I would say. Yeah, very culturally very different from LA, which is kind of interesting too. We meet Leslie and her friend Ian. The two met while working at Disneyland. Ian was like family, and when he became a U.S. Marshal, she was proud of him and she trusted him.
She loved him.
She loved him.
She said she didn't, but she did.
She did. She was very into her friend, Ian. Most people question their relationship, but she says many a time in this documentary, there was no sex involved. Yeah. He did not want to have sex with me.
I can prove it.
I will prove that's right. And she will. So then Ian meets Angela. And Leslie has to emphasize that she's very happy that he met Angela. Very happy. She just couldn't be happy for him. They are such a happy couple, and she was very, 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 very happy when he met someone else.
Anyway. She loved it. She's like, oh, good.
Yeah. They met at a Starbucks in Anaheim and very quickly moved in together, Ian and Angela. 2 to 3 weeks later, Ian proposes to Angela. Things are moving even more quickly. So within a few months, they are living together, married, and get this, expecting twins. And anytime twins are ever brought up in any true context, I'm like,
uh-oh.
That's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Nobody has. I don't believe anyone has had a twin. I don't believe in twins.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I don't trust them. I don't think it's true. I think something's going on in that womb. I just can't.
There's something about when you have something that's kind of salacious and on the fringes of hard, like twins is, kind of like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a pregnancy is in of itself big news. How about 2 of them? You're taking too much. Like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too big of a swing. Just go 1 pregnancy if you're going to lie about it. Whatever.
Well, it doubles the stakes no matter what is going on.
Yeah. 2 fetuses. 1's boring. Let's just
3 is too much.
3 is too much. 2 is just right. Ian tells Leslie he's getting some weird emails from someone named Lilith is Truth. They're scary and they're biblical.
Yeah.
And they're so Orange County. I loved it. So they Google Lilith because they didn't know who Lilith was, right? I forget. I think it's Leslie that Googles Lilith. Now, if you don't know who Lilith is, you clearly had not gone to Lilith Fair 2 years in a row as a tween.
It's all of us.
It's all of us. Or you didn't watch the Lilith Fair documentary, which came out, which was really good. But according to Wikipedia, Lilith is not the cool Sarah McLachlan tunes that I know and love around her. She is a she-demon out for revenge. Angela is scared about this as someone who is religious, or as is insinuated in this documentary. And she believes that someone is trying to fuck with her. Someone is lurking outside the condo. She gets an email once she's out one time that says, good luck getting back to the condo, and that she has stolen my life and stolen my treasured home. So, of course, we learned 4 months earlier that 4 months before Angela and Ian got together, Ian had broken up with a woman named Michelle. And Michelle and Ian actually co-owned the condo that Ian and Angela lived in together. It's a little messier than we thought, isn't it? Huh, interesting. It's not just Lilith and Leslie who's yearning after her best friend Ian. We've also got Michelle in the mix, the ex. So everyone thinks that it's Michelle sending these emails. It seems very obvious. Angela and Ian file a restraining order, which Leslie says that she volunteers to serve to Michelle, which is maybe one of the most disturbing parts of this whole thing. I was like, you are Ian's best friend. You volunteer to get in the mix. It says so much about this person, which makes me, of course, not trust her, even as she's telling us this, and she's clearly in love with Ian. She's like, who's going to serve the papers? Oh, there's a ton of people that are paid to do this for like $35 a pop. Yeah. You know what? I'll do it. Yeah. I'll serve Ian's ex-fiance myself.
That'll get me closer to him.
Yeah, exactly. It'll make me a good friend, the best of friends. Despite the restraining order, the emails keep coming. And some of them have graphic photos of aborted and decapitated fetuses. We don't get those photos mercifully, but I would like to know the context for, it's like, hey, you stole my life. And then there's like a collage of these photos. Like, I don't know. I actually needed more of these emails throughout this documentary because I needed to know just how deranged they got. We got a very surface level.
Something about the documentary overall is, I'm kind of like, oh, do you really need 3-4 episodes of this? This one, I could have used being longer.
Yeah.
It was honestly too short, and that's a rarity.
That's a rarity. That's a big compliment, I would say. In body cam footage before Michelle left, according to Ian, she said that she wanted to burn the apartment down. This is when he's talking to people as a U.S. Marshal. There's this footage of Anaheim PD questioning them, asking them what's happening. And they keep bringing up this footage. This footage is going to be very important in this case. So he says that Michelle is a bitch, that she wanted to burn the place down, that she had a knife in the bathroom. He's painting her to be this certain type of way. And so we kind of believe it because we don't know much about Ian yet. and they do this thing in the documentary too, where it's like an email and it goes boop, like the alert thing, and it's like I'm Pavlov's dog with this. Right. I'm like, oh god, here, like there's another one. What's it gonna say? I needed more of this too. We're only 20 minutes in, by the way, and I'm already like, oh god, I'm traumatized. Then someone posts a Craigslist ad about a rape fantasy and puts Angela's photos and address on it. We're like, it's like intro the rape fantasy Craigslist ad.
Yeah, it's ramping. Woo! It ramps up very fast.
Woo! Yeah. It's June 13th, 2016, and someone is talking about this. We don't get to see his face because he is the man. Somehow they got one of the men that responded to this Craigslist ad.
Which is crazy work.
It was the other nuts thing about this. That Leslie served the papers to Michelle, that the man who responded to a rape fantasy agreed to be interviewed, even anonymously, for this documentary. And you know what? He seems nice. Yeah. He seems very nice and conscientious about his own kink and his sexual proclivities. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. So he goes to Angel's apartment because he thinks, puts up this ad. They agree. He's going to come over. He wants to, enact this fantasy, and he sees that a dude lives at this apartment. He's like, no, I'm out. I'm out, right? There's also a helicopter keeping watch on Angela, too, which I'm like, this is the comprehensive law enforcement that we don't get here in LA. No. There's a Craigslist ad, and we've got helicopters guarding a woman. That's wild. So then we go back to the cold open where Angela is describing her attack. At this point, I'm like, it's got to be Angela, right? I'm like, it's got to be her doing this.
Yes, that's what you...
Mm-hmm. Like,
that's what you put your money on.
It's true. I'm like, the twins, this woman, this ad, she's doing it all to herself, all right? So police finally question Michelle, and she has no idea what the Lilith emails are all about. And yet they arrest her, which I'm like, okay. They have no actual evidence against her. At this point, I'm also like, are they going to trace the IP? What's going to happen? Whatever. They arrest this woman, and she comes into questioning, and she admits to writing the emails.
Yeah.
And
the initial emails.
The initial emails.
Yeah. Which is enough to be like, oh, well.
Yeah. There's many emails, but if you admit to two of them, what's not to say? Yeah. You're just trying to save face that you only wrote a couple, right? It's too straightforward. We're only 25 minutes in. Obviously, this is not what's going to happen. But I was shocked that she was like, yeah, I did do that. Yeah. I did do that, And so we learn that Michelle and Ian met online. We get a little bit of their backstory. Their first date, Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, of course.
What could go right?
But Michelle's also, she tells the camera that she loves Disney princesses. Yeah. And I'm like, you are a grown woman who loves Disney princesses. You fell into quite a trap, didn't you, ma'am? She thought that Ian was her prince. After all, he's a fellow Disney freak. His favorite Disney princess, Belle. Why are we adults talking about this? This is the third most disturbing thing.
And you like it. I do like people that are fans of things. Not all Disney adults are. There a lot. Most Disney adults are cool. But there are some that can possibly be
that
weird.
Do bad things.
That could be weird.
That could maybe be weird.
Even if it's just this one case, there are some that could be bad.
There are some that get featured in Netflix documentaries. Yeah. We can't deny that. That's a fact.
Yes.
But there are some that don't.
Yeah.
You get to make that distinction yourself. That's a personal choice. Are you a Disney person that's in a Netflix true crime series? Yeah. Or are you a Disney adult that just enjoys a funnel cake at Disney one day? That's your own thing. I can't say more. Ian is the ultimate Disney adult, and they have this great date, right? It goes well. They go to New York, and honestly, this footage is really cute of them in New York. And she's like, "Why are you filming me? Stop filming me!" And it's like it's just like very like a young couple. So they go from like cute flirty New York trip to buying a condo together, and it's okay. Again, bad red flags all around. Michelle, big old red flag, fronts the money for the condo, and Ian pays the mortgage on this hideous downtown Anaheim condo. And we know that that's a bad situation. We don't have to be financial advisors to know that you fronting the money and him paying the mortgage, it's not good because you're out a lot of money. He's paying the mortgage for how long? We don't know. Yeah. We don't know how long you're going to be together. But you do get this lovely view of Disney fireworks.
You could see the firework, which I don't see as a place. Sometimes when I'm driving from, let's say, San Diego to, I was like, oh, the traffic's slowing down. It's because the fireworks are going off.
Yeah. It's annoying to some, magical to others. They wanted this magical, hideous Anaheim condo to start their life together. But as soon as they move in, things kind of go to shit. So we get some pretty bad mugshots of both Michelle and Angela. And we're back in the present, well, this present day, 2016. And she talks about how, she didn't know what was going on. She was very wholesome. She was blindsided. And apparently people are talking about her getting a life sentence for this, for an assault. Again, also supposing that she did this.
They seem to move. My criticism is they really kind of made it seem like they were like, you're under arrest, and she's not putting up any kind of like fight, where I think a lot of other podcasts that cover this there was a lot they didn't mention on this podcast because it kind of makes her seem like, hey, you're guilty, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's not really true. There's a lot that they did not include, including how her father was like the one to really kind of champion, hey, look into this.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of, and her being like, yeah, I didn't do all of this. And I think you kind of see her, you're like, why did this person just be like, oh, I guess I just got to go to jail?
Yeah.
I think they kind of sped through a lot of stuff.
Yes. And they're also revealing information in a way that is very interesting and I think works really well structurally. But they're revealing information that makes you're like, why? Yeah. Why did she seems very calm in her interview. She's very
And
calm.
because they're interviewing her that she's not the guilty one.
Yeah.
That's how these things work.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So you already know. But you're like wondering and you're like, why did you admit a life sentence? Like, come the fuck on, right? Then we talk to a man named Jason Rayburn. He has a thick beard, a very formidable beard. And we learn that he's Angela's ex. We learn that they went on a date. It went well. Things are going fine. She divulges that she has stage 4 cervical cancer. Twins, strike 1. Cancer, strike 2. Strike 3? We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Classic, and I've watched a lot of faking cancer documentaries. I'm sure we all have. He's, of course, in good faith. Like, oh my God, holy shit! Like, what can I do to help?
Photos from a doctor's office, that whole thing.
He's like, wants to support his girlfriend, right? And she's like, no, don't worry about it. You don't need to come to any appointments. You don't need to. I'll take care of all the medical bills,
like,
materials. Yeah, exactly. I got a little cap, a knit. They're always knit caps too. They're always just a little knit cap. So he admits, and his mom is also interviewed, that she does lose weight and she does vomit a lot. And Jason's mom, this man's mom, shaves her head in solidarity for this woman, which again, I'm like, you barely know this woman. I get it. Like, your heart goes out to her. You want to help, but don't shave your head. You don't even know her middle name.
And there are a lot of people around this that are making themselves this as much of a center of the story as possible, even though they're really not.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what makes a good documentary.
I know, it's great. The players in this are so wild. All of them. So Jason finally insists on going to the doctor with Angie, but they aren't even in oncology. Yeah. He's looking around. He's seeing, I don't know, just like women with magazines. Yeah. He's like, I'm just like reading like women's health, whatever. He's like, this doesn't seem like a cancerous. These women seem pretty fine.
Yeah.
And he finds out that they're in a dermatologist's office to get a mole removed. Yeah. Okay, we're doing it. We're really going there. Jason and his mom are getting very suspicious at this point, as they should. If I were Jason's mom, I'd be very pissed that I shaved my fucking head for this woman. Jason reverse image searches a bag of chemo medicine that she's sent to him, and he finds it not on the first search page, all the way in the back, the last search page.
You
did a little bit of, you buried it a bit.
Yeah.
So he packs up her shit. Him and his mom is getting fucking fired up in this documentary. They pack up their shit. She finds a fake journal full of cancer thoughts and other like weird fantasies. And she's like, this is fucking bull. She's so pissed at this woman for good right, but also relax. Nothing really happened to you. And they all kind of gather and they had this like big intervention for her, right? They're all in some kind of, I want to say it's like a closed restaurant or like a really bad place with like a bar, like someone's like rec room bar basement. And she comes in and she looks crazy too. She's in, I want to say it's a wig, but I'm not sure. She's got a little purse. She looks very like Jersey Shore, like a chunky purse and a chunky belt and a little denim, like she's in denim, and she's got like a big old chunky headband too. And they're all like, she's like a Midwest mom, like going on, she's like about to party, right? And they start just screaming at her, and she starts being defensive. And it really devolves into the mom being like, show me your port. Show me your port. And she's like, I have my port. And she like gets in the car, and then another woman's like, I'm not dealing with this. So she's like exiting the car, and the mom's like, show me your port. She won't show her port. We never see the port. But that's the context for Angela's story in her last past relationship. So that she's a non-credible person. Not at all. Not at all. Much like all these people. We'll get to them after this break.
I'm just going to. Do you want to?
Yep. So that's back in 2013, Angela's whole cancer situation. We flash forward to present day, which is 2016 in this documentary. Now, I'm actually feeling pretty bad for Michelle and her family who lost their whole business around this thing that you know is flimsy.
Because you know that it's not her.
No, you know it for sure it's not her. Ian calls Leslie at 2 a.m. saying one phrase, the twins are not real. Leslie, my best friend, my confidant. I got something to tell you. My unborn baby twins from my cancer-faking girlfriend are not real. The sonogram was fake. The pregnancy... Oh.
Let me see this.
The sonograms are fake. The pregnancy test, they're real pregnancy tests, but they just have a blue Sharpie line.
Like the marker is with them. Like it's just right. It's
why is the blue with them?
Yeah.
Hide the Sharpie.
Yeah.
That'd be so easy. You know, it's just one more thing that you can do to help with your scamming. So they tell the police that Angela's actually lying. My initial thought with this, as I do with many of these stories with police departments, which are very fraught entities, the Anaheim PD are in over their heads. They don't know what they're doing here. They're dealing with these very complicated situations. They're dealing with scammers, schemers, manipulators, and I just don't think they've handled it well.
Yeah.
You know, call me crazy. Call me crazy. Of course, exactly. We learn that Angela doesn't have a job, that she's lying, that maybe all these emails actually did come from Angela. At this point, I look up where we are in the documentary, and I'm like, we still have 30 minutes to go.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought. I was like, oh, this is not over.
No. This reveal, again, it's not shocking, but I'm like, what's next? Okay, what is next? And why did Michelle admit to this thing, which we realize later, you know, is the documentarian withholding information. So Angela pleads guilty, annuls the marriage, and is sentenced to 5 years and moves away. And she's gone. She's disappeared without a trace. Michelle leaves prison. She's free. We're only halfway in. We go to Washington, D.C., where federal employees are all investigating, because Ian is a U.S. Marshal, this internally. Now, they immediately notice some fishy fucking shit. And this is where things really start. We really start to get the reality of what's happening. We've got all these different layers that we've been peeling back. But now we are back to the body cam footage of Ian and Angela with the Anaheim PD. And Ian, he's like, I'm a U.S. Marshal. We always start with that. We always start with, I'm a U.S. Marshal. Yeah. He's kind of coaching Angela. And we observe that he has a lot of animosity towards Michelle. We get a little bit more of this footage saying, you know, she's a fucking bitch. We get that. We got that initially, but now we're kind of, the lens is more like, okay, what's up with him?
Yeah.
Now we're really seeing the vitriol. First, we get into this fantasy, which Michelle reveals to us that, again, withheld information. Now we're back here, that he has this cucking fantasy. And she says that when they were in a relationship, he'd bring it up multiple times, like a day, a week. Yeah. I was like, how many times do you bring up this fantasy to this woman? He sends her links to profiles on Craigslist, and she agrees. Eventually, he wears her down that, okay, she'll have sex with some dude while he watches. They decide that this all goes down on Valentine's Day, which is very dark. I don't like it. She thinks, okay, we've done this thing. The itch has been scratched. We can move on and move on into our fantasy Disney princess prince life.
Yeah.
But of course, after they get engaged and buy the hideous condo, it doesn't go down like that. He asks her to change things about herself, get fake nails, get a belly button piercing. I was like, which Disney princess is this?
Yeah.
You know? Dress in outfits that he likes. If she drove somewhere, he would want to know. He's tracking her at all times. Where did she go? What are you doing? There's security cameras in the kitchen. And this B-roll is actually like haunting. Unless it's not B-roll. I'm not sure, actually. Where it's her midsection in the kitchen, like preparing things. And this camera, it's so creepy. Michelle knew that she needed to leave at this point. So while Ian and Leslie are talking, one of their long talks, I would imagine, into the night, she drives away.
Yeah.
She drives away. But he keeps reaching out to her. She's afraid. She knows he has a gun. He's a U.S. Marshal. She writes a couple of very angry emails to him about all of this. Then she leaves her devices. This is also wild. She gets into a car and she has a 24-hour out-of-body experience. Yeah. She winds up in the fucking desert in Arizona, in the Arizona desert, which if you're in Orange County, it's hours and hours away. It's at least 5 hours away. And she has a Native American family pick her up, which I'm also like, why does it have to be a Native American family? Yeah. You know? All right, Michelle. But this family picks her up and takes her and they say, why are you wandering? You know? What are you doing here? Child.
Yeah.
Child of the sun. Which is very like
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole big thing. Now, she doesn't really know what's happening. And when she gets back, she is arrested. And they ask her about these 2 emails. And the rest of the time she's been like actively disassociating. So she really doesn't have any idea what came after. She's like, I guess I may have written the emails, maybe not. But what we find out is that Ian has mimicked the 2 emails that she has written. Deeply religious, very angry, kind of voyeuristic and antagonistic. And he's piggybacked on her tone.
Right.
So she only wrote the 2 emails.
She took the kind of the little nugget of thing and then was like, oh, let me write almost a fan fiction based on emails.
Exactly. Spinning the fuck out. So at this point, I'm like, are Ian and Angela, U.S. Marshal fucking catfish nightmare, and fake cancer Angela like a match made in heaven? I was just like, how did these 2 find each other? Yeah. Like, how did they... What a crazy thing that they have come together to do this. So now we're back to Rick. His name is Rick. He is the anonymous man with the rape fantasy who is doing his due diligence. So we get back to him initially going to Angela's house after the Craigslist ad where her face and likeness are on there and inviting this to happen. Ian is there identifying and communicating with Rick, which we don't realize until this point in the documentary, and kind of egging him on, which she also finds very strange. So then, oh my God, there's so many like notes and information. It's like, okay. He's egging this guy on. He knows what's happening. In the body cam footage, he brings up the ad right away. He is misusing his position as a U.S. Marshal, and he is trying to get Michelle locked up to punish her for what she did to him, which is break up.
And maybe get control of the condo.
And maybe gets control, which, again, at the end where it's like, is it about the condo? Obviously, it's not entirely about the condo, but it is a piece of material that someone who's maybe struggling might want. It's an asset, for sure. So we all this time, we learn that Ian Diaz is actually the Lilith account. Yes. And he's sending the emails that are piggybacking off of Michelle's 2 emails that happened while she was in a long-term coercive and abusive relationship that she was trying to get out of. Meanwhile, he finds Angela, who has her own sordid history, and kind of uses her as a mechanism to help get back at Michelle.
And this is something I just want to know what you think. Do you, because you're like, oh no, the whole time it was Ian, but do you think she was in on any of it to be like, hey, listen, I'm going to send these things, I'm going to pretend it's her, and this is the only way we're going to get rid of her, and then we'll get to own this house. Do you know what I mean? Like she's a dishonest person.
Yes.
But is not it really kind of took a lot of, is not the worst person in this thing. Is there a world where he's just, listen, I'm going to send the emails and you're going to
yes,
you need to do this. This is the only way we're going to get rid of her. She's a maniac. Don't you want this house? Don't you want us to move forward? You know? And
I totally agree. I think she knew what was happening. I just think he was the mastermind.
Yes.
And she wanted to be down. She wanted to be a part of something. I think she clearly has a history of trying to keep, her relationship. Or again, I'm still not sure what the motivation with the cancer thing was.
Right. Do you think I'm wondering, did he know about it or not? And also, is she just somebody who's like, I love I'm getting the attention from the cancer. I'm getting the attention
from the assault.
I'm getting attention in every single direction, and it can't stop.
It can't stop, and it's a drug. I mean, it is that attention. I'm sure is very exciting.
I don't understand it personally.
No, I don't like attention. I don't like it at all. Not at all. Not me, Rebecca Lieb at RebeccaLieb.com. No, I think that she had an absolute part in it, but I don't think she would have done all these things, and not to Michelle either.
Yeah.
I think it was a pointed attack on her.
Right.
And the grotesque misuse of the U.S. Marshal title was also a very important piece of this, where it's like, that's how the police were like, what, gonna arrest her? Like
of course, that's also a man,
Yeah.
It's like, of course these women are crazy.
Exactly. Right. The narrative around that, which they talk about, thankfully, is these women are not reliable. They will do whatever they can to get their way, get their man, whatever kind of a thing. And we don't expect it to be this guy, which we don't see. Honestly, we don't see a lot of him in general. We see a lot of women talking about him in the whole construct of the documentary.
When you don't see him, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've watched enough documentaries.
He's bad.
He's either bad or he's dead.
He's bad or dead.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Yeah.
And you know what? In this case, it's bad. Now, the ugly condo is sold in a happy ending of the story. And we get this ending, which is kind of long, I would say, where Michelle's looking out the window with a hot mug of something.
They really kind of speed through because her story is kind of like, I got arrested for this thing. I just was like, all right. And then I went to jail for a while and now I'm out. But they don't talk about really what went on during that thing, because it was a little bit frustrating. You're like, wait, they just said you did it, and that's literally the only thing is just, oh, well, we have these emails, and they didn't do any IP, digital forensics or whatever, but apparently it took the dad was kind of like, hey, we need to, So I think they and it made her seem like this pushover, where it was almost kind of, well, they just pushed this doormatted, this, is just a doormat, but that really wasn't. In other podcasts that did actual more thorough work talk about that, but I guess for the sake of this talk, that's why it was just so sped through.
It was,
and it could have been more than one. There was, it could have been at least a 2-act or 3-act.
Absolutely, I think that would have been great, because then we spend some time at the end with Michelle where she's like, I'm the princess, and actually I'm the Lilith, and I'm like, girl. Yeah. It speaks for itself. It's already crazy.
It is.
You don't have to give us these metaphorical touch points at the end here.
She's been through a lot, and she's
and she seems like she's obviously doing better than all of them.
Right. Yeah. Because Angela went to jail.
Yeah. Then she got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Ian went to jail. I don't think he's out yet. And Angela's ex, all these people. There's so much trauma. There's so much rings of trauma, and she is certainly in the epicenter of it. But she got to have a child. She looks back on that, like her family she's still close with her family. It's the sort of thing that could have torn her family apart. Right. But it really, from my understanding of it, it brought them together, which was a really beautiful thing. But again, we spent a lot of time at the end with her looking out the window. The ocean, holding I was like, that mug is not hot anymore. I don't think. I think it's cold.
It's doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
but we definitely. Despite hearing this, if you haven't watched it, I would. You're gonna get a lot. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is a ride. It's
not a good one. It's a entertaining documentary. It's not a good one.
Yeah, the storytelling is really good, but it's obviously a very hard circumstance, but is told in a lot of ways that you can learn a lot from it, and your attention you're not going to be checking your phone around this one. You're gonna be like, wow, here we fucking go.
The only reason you'd be checking your phone is to follow us on Instagram.
That's right.
But we don't like attention.
No, we don't like attention. We don't like it.